All right, we're back to discuss Deadpool, and this video will probably be a bit longer. We're actually going to talk about things in this one. So, yeah, they pulled it off. The writers win the award for getting it exactly right. The tone is perfect. The jokes all hit. I struggled to find anything wrong with the movie until the last 20 minutes or so, and then it was like, oh, okay, all right, there's a couple of things that are a little bit obnoxious about it, but overall it's well worth the price, and we saw it in IMAX, so it was worth 1.5 times the price, which is what you pay for an IMAX ticket. I really, really liked it. I really liked the humor of it. I like the fact that it, broke the fourth wall and did all those kind of jokes like you would expect from Deadpool. Broke the fourth wall within the fourth wall. Yes. Wallception. So it's really, really good. What did you guys think?
I loved it from the very opening.
Oh yeah, the opening credits.
Wonderful music, like this beautiful music and this horrific scene with hilarious text. It was awesome.
The opening credits that aren't credits. It's just a joke.
Yeah.
It's just a joke.
Produced by asshats.
Produced by asshats.
The soundtrack was amazing, though. Like, it had every 80s hit you would ever want.
Mm-hmm.
They did a good job with the writing the jokes. You can be crude, you can be funny, but there's definitely, I think nothing's worse than when, crude jokes just fall flat on their face for being crude.
Yep.
And they're crude jokes in it, but it's funny. The timing's good, it's snappy, it just keeps moving along at a good pace.
Yeah,
that's true. You could say the same thing about the violence. It's totally brutal, but there's a place for it all.
It's because they keep everything ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's not, the crude jokes aren't, they're not explaining something, they're not describing something. They're just a bunch of silly they're a bunch of words thrown together in a nonsense way.
Yeah.
And that's the way most of the action and stuff is too, where it's just this is obviously for a joke. This isn't to hurt anybody's feelings or make anybody upset.
Some of it is so it's blatantly obvious, but some of it's really subtle. Like when there's a guy sitting over there, he wants to talk to you, and he's like, "Yeah, that'll probably further the plot.
Yeah,
that'll move the plot forward." That's awesome.
It's great because the dialogue, the tongue-in-cheek dialogue, like what you just said, it wasn't just Deadpool. You expect it from Deadpool because he breaks the fourth wall. He's very aware that he's in a movie. Nobody else is. And so when they say something like that, it's just that much better.
Well, I think like you were talking about at the end, the strength was Deadpool and the writing and the jokes were good and all anytime he talks, it's just funny. And at the end, I think the part that you were least excited about was the part where they actually stop talking and it turns into your regular superhero movie with a bunch of big superheroes fighting that can't really hurt each other because they're going to be in a movie coming up. They got the X-Men tie-in and everything, and that's when actually its weakest spot, and there wasn't anything wrong with it, but the jokes weren't coming, and it stopped talking for a little bit, and that was, I think, the weakest point of the whole movie, was it just turned into a normal superhero movie.
When you have 5 indestructible characters in a fight together, and you've already had Deadpool face off with Francis 3 or 4 times in the movie, it just sucks all of there's no joy to it anymore. It's just an action scene.
Yeah.
And that's where, for me, as soon as they got to that final action scene, it was once the DMX song ended, the rest of the movie was just kind of a wash for me. It was okay, it could just be over now and I'd be fine.
Yeah.
And I have to wait 20 minutes for the ending, but fine.
I'd agree that the best part was getting to that point.
Right.
Yeah.
The best part for me was the whirlwind relationship kind of montage.
The montage with him and Vanessa.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and which made me sad at the end that they made her the helpless damsel in distress a little bit.
A bit, but not.
I mean, it's par for the course for these, but, she was such an interesting character, and then they just kind of locked her up in a little tank at the end, and,
I mean, from what I heard, they went out of their way not to do that.
Yeah.
Not to just make her the trophy for Deadpool. and that's why, like, you know, she does escape by herself and she stabs him and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was cool.
I do like that they talked about sexism in it when he's fighting those two Chinese girls. He's like, do I hit you? Is it sexist to not
I don't know if it's more sexist to hit you or not hit you.
So he shoots him.
Yeah.
So this movie just had so many things for so many people. Like, it had humor. It had raunchy humor. It had your dose of violence. It was paced very well.
Except for the last scene.
I really think anybody could enjoy this movie.
Yeah, I was surprised that I think it would be actually a good date movie.
Oh yeah, it would. It would for sure. It's
Or you're on the wrong date. You'll find out really quick.
yeah, exactly. Like, if you have the sense of humor to enjoy this movie, you're probably made for each other. Yeah, it's you're someone I made in a computer. Like, how is this possible? But yeah, it's that total. And you know, we were talking to you earlier before we were filming about people bringing their kids to this, and it's not a movie for kids because it's super violent and it's super crude and the language and all that kind of stuff. And at the same time, it's so cartoonish and ridiculous that, you know, I mean, if your kids can handle, like, South Park Squared, maybe they can handle Deadpool. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, if you're like a 14-year-old boy, this is gonna be the coolest movie ever.
Absolutely.
What's going to happen is people,
Well, but you know, they are carding for it because I'm sure they don't want to be the theater that gets in trouble for.
it's not going to be the ultra violence.
Ruining
It's
some
not
kid.
going to be the cursing or anything like that. What it's going to be is the one scene of full frontal nudity. Like, that's going to be the scene that just, like, makes all the parents angry.
They can get that on their phone.
I don't think so. I don't think this movie pushes the boundary on nudity at all.
Well, no, it doesn't, but that'll be the one thing they complain about when they bring their kids to it.
But if you're 14, you're gonna giggle and laugh your ass off.
I don't even remember that part. Did I block it out?
Probably.
Yeah, you did.
Because we're all used to
Like,
it.
Because there's not that much. There's nothing there.
You're walking a strip club. Yeah.
Yeah, like, we don't even blink an eye at it, but that's what will be the major point of conflict for parents
Right.
taking their kids.
And there's a PG-13 edit of this movie possible. You could do it. You could make this a PG-13 movie without a whole lot of work. You really could. But this was the right version to release, and
Just like they made a trailer version that wasn't R.
yeah, I mean, maybe they'll put out a, double disc Blu-ray
shit.
or something, and
Deadpool for kids.
there'll be a red one and a blue one, and
I would be so excited. Deadpool
for kids. Aw, shucks.
I'm surprised this movie was made. I was surprised that Marvel let them go there with this. I think that's part of the reason it made it so made it so enjoyable. It was weird to have the X-Men still in the universe and showing up in the movie. That's
All two of them that they were allowed to use.
all two of them. They're poking fun of them
afford
and
to
just
use.
ridiculously the whole time. Like, it almost feels like it just it's like the whole thing just feels kind of bad in a good way. That he's the kind of the bad kid, which he is in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
And I thought that was cool.
Yeah, Fox loves money. It's
Right.
one of these things. They just really like it a lot, and they figured out that they could make a lot of money with this, so they got it done.
Well, I think it's a formula that'll have a lot of legs too, because like we were watching the trailers beforehand, and it's just action movie and superhero movie after superhero movie with the special effects and everyone fighting that can't hurt each other. And this has something unique. It's funny. I haven't laughed this hard at a movie in a long time, and that was really enjoyable because these superhero movies are coming out so often, and I like them and enjoy them, but you can only see the world end so many times in CG, and the superheroes do all the awesome things, and Deadpool's got something unique. He's funny.
Yeah, well, and this answers the question, what would Guardians of the Galaxy look like with a fraction of the budget and an R rating? And that's, I think, what you get with Deadpool. I laughed at the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, but that has a lot more heart and had a lot more, budget in it and
Yeah, you can take your kids
star
to it.
power and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it was, I mean, I don't think Deadpool is going to touch it when it comes to box office, but, it's going to do good for an R-rated movie. It's going to
Yeah.
do good for an R-rated movie.
I think it's going to be real successful.
Actually, the biggest February opening of all time was set last year by 50 Shades of Grey. So it's an R-rated movie.
Here's hoping
So
this
maybe
beats
Deadpool
it,
can beat it.
Yeah, I hope so.
if there's any justice in the world.
Exactly.
It could happen. It could happen. So anyway, that is Deadpool. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like the way we do these, please like the video, subscribe, check out all the written video reviews at dalemaxfield.com, and thanks for watching.